Hey guys, Marco, welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Let's carry on where we left off. It's our first adventure of 2022. Let's get rocking with the adventure of the Unbreakable Speckled Band.
In the corner of that small, dark room, Sholmes and I waited with bated breath.
Are we
There came
listening
from the ventilator a hiss and a soft
to Dr.
almost
Wilson
growling
right now?
sound.
I'm just going off of
Suddenly,
his
Sholmes
accent
sprang
and the
into
mention
action,
of
lashing furiously with
Sholmes.
his cane at a point in the darkness.
Of course, a reference to
"You
the
see it,
Great
Wilson?" he
Detective.
yelled, his tense voice reverberating through the air. I raised my dark lantern shutter, and the room slowly came into view. Sholmes was staring intently at one particular corner when he started whispering to me. The victim's most perplexing final words. The speckled band.
I'm loving the presentation of this. It's
I believe
fantastic.
This is the terrible coil to which you referred, Wilson. In front of us was an enormous adder.
Oh my.
Its fangs bared as it threatened to strike. It truly was the most terrible speckled band I had ever seen.
I have no doubt. Well, interesting. So are we going back in time? Or something of the sort. To when Dr. Wilson was still alive? 9th of January, 6:37 a.m. on board the steamship Burya.
So then, let us unravel this mystery and discover what events led to this curious murder.
Oh my god, it's him! He's here! And Susato was there too?
The cabin door was bolted from the inside when the man was killed.
Ah,
To suggest the bolt was tampered with in any way,
classic locked room mystery.
this would appear to be a
Yeah.
locked room mystery.
Thank you.
In his final moments, the victim scrawled a message on the floor.
Of course, a
Certainly we
dying
can-
message as well on top of it.
A Russian word.
Must have been very novel for the
So
time.
victim was a Russian man then, and the letters are well formed, suggesting he was compos mentis at the time.
Huh.
This is a most extraordinary script.
Oh god, what do these guys need me
Evidently
for?
Not penned by the same hand as this.
I don't think I
message.
need to do any
In fact, I
investigating.
deduce it was written by someone of a different nationality.
It's fancy. Is that a luminol
This
gun?
paper seal was placed just prior to
Oh,
the
God.
incident by the victim himself, I would venture. Well, what have we here?
These guys are like, what the hell just happened?
And what do you think you're doing here?
Da! No one must touch before maritime police come. We must wait!
That won't be necessary. You see, in less than 5 seconds from now, I will reveal the killer to you.
Oh dear.
What? Don't be absurd.
And if it's
This
Sherlock's
is
deduction,
murder. I need cabin locked from inside.
whoever he points to
Yes,
better not be my
you're
client.
wrong, But that mystery is paper thin.
As so.
You don't mean the culprit is in there?
I don't know what I was expecting, but that was not the accent I was
Where have you come from?
waiting to hear from Susato.
British consultant detective, the only one in the world.
I didn't realize she had a British one.
Sherlock Sholmes. I presume you must have heard of me.
Oh, I've heard of you, my friend. I certainly have. So what do we have there, a body? Oh, my head is throbbing. What's going on? Something's not right here. There's trouble in the air. Or at sea, judging by what took place in that cutscene earlier. Oh, we're on board the ship as well, are we? Of course, we're on our way to Great Britain after our successful defense, I might add, taking down Miss Giselle Britt. It is a new year, time for new beginnings. Hey, Ryunosuke. Wait, I can't move. What? No! No, what? Did we just dream the entire thing? Are we not on our way to Great Britain? Did we not successfully defend ourselves? Did we just have a giant fantasy and that's why our head hurts so much? Are we the ones being sent to Shanghai instead of Miss Brett? Oh, what the? Why am I in handcuffs? So, you wake up now. Oh, whoops, sorry. We had to drag you out of the wardrobe. Sorry for my abrupt accent change. I hope you enjoyed my British impression. I do not believe how you could not wake up. You are true cold-blooded man. You... Wait. We were the ones that was stuck in the wardrobe? The one that Sherlock Holmes opened in that cutscene? Oh, God. Why are we always getting shoved in something? Like, weren't we, like, tossed into the pantry at La Carnival after Dr. Wilson got shot? Now we're ending up in a wardrobe. Ryunosuke, please. We need to stay out of trouble. You found me then. After, you know, clearing my name, I thought I'd just dive straight into another series of unfortunate events, I guess. Duh. We found you. And now you pay, criminal. How long are you hiding in that tiny wardrobe? Sorry. I didn't mean to hide in the wardrobe. Now you've been found. It's time to admit your crimes. Unless you want to find out how cold the ocean is. No, I'll tell you everything. Uh-oh, so we know more than we probably should. Don't tell me Sherlock Holmes is the one who's accused us of being the murderer. There's only one thing I'd like to know from you. Isn't that... Oh god, it's gonna be Susato, isn't it? God damn it! This is what happens when the game just feeds me question marks. I don't know what voice to give it. It's always gonna be completely wrong. Why did you do it? Why did you take his life? Miss Susato... Wait, what did you just say? Oh no, she's getting a bad impression of me. I thought we were getting started on the right foot. Take his life? Well, she's unimpressed. I do have to wonder, though, what are you doing here? What am I doing here? Why did the guy die? Of course, that latter part is going to be solved during the trials, but the more immediate question is, why are we on this boat? Where is he? Where's Kazuma? Ha! You pretend you do not know? You are a wolf in the sheep's belt. You are the killer. Do not try to make excuses. Wait. Didn't I just say... Is Kazuma the victim? Didn't I just say that he should not follow in the footsteps of Mia and Kristoff? Or am I just assuming straight away? What? Kazuma-sama's body was discovered not long ago. Here we go again. His katana. Here, in this very cabin. That was bolted shut from the inside. His body? My best friend! Please, do not try to tell us you were doing this terrible thing in your sleep. Kazuma's dead? But he can't be. No. Oh my god, I was liking the guy. And these handcuffs. Surely you don't think I'm gonna need to defend myself again, this time on my own? I have to know. Why did you take Kazuma-sama's life? Do you think I would take my best friend's life, Susato? Answer me, please! No. No! I can't yell too loud, it's 4:30 in the morning! Kazuma. It was just 2 short weeks ago. I knew it. But did he tell us that thing that he needed to, though? Are you sure about this? Won't we get in trouble? Don't you find it fun being a stowaway? Besides, how else could you come to England with me to study? It was really something else when they brought your luggage in here earlier, though. The way that Russian crewman just tossed your traveling case onto the floor. I thought I was going to die. Yes, I still can't quite believe that. I really didn't think you'd be able to fit inside my trunk. Okay, now I'm getting shoved in someone's... oh, in Kazuma's trunk. Must be even less of a man than you look. Hey! Honestly, I thought I'd broken every bone in my body. Well, it's about 50 days until we dock in Great Britain. But if you confine yourself to my cabin here, I don't expect anyone will discover you. Ugh, I hope not. I get the feeling those Russians wouldn't be very forgiving of a stowaway. Hide for 50 days? They're a sturdy bunch, that's for sure. What I want to know is, why do we need to keep it a secret from the young lady? From our faithful judicial assistant Mikotoba, you mean? From your close friend, more to the point. Surely we could confide in her, couldn't we? I don't believe she'd give me away. No, but if she knew what we'd done, that would make her guilty by association. Come on. The less people know, the better, right, Ryunosuke? It's less chance for trouble to come up. It's best that only you and I know about this. I suppose so. Anyway, it's about the time that the steward is supposed to come and clean the cabin. I know it's cramped, but you'd better get in there, I think. It won't be for long. Right, so I guess I got used to shoving myself in that wardrobe. And anyway, compared to hiding inside my traveling case, it'll be a breeze. Yes, but what if the steward decides to open the wardrobe for some reason? Then I'll be in for it. Stop worrying. Tell you what. Why don't you write keep out or something on this piece of paper? What? And then I can stick it over the wardrobe doors once you're inside. I don't know. Alright. We've only been at sea for about 15 days. How can this have happened? 35 to go. Oh, goodness. We were supposed to be going on this adventure to England together. This is not good. Man, we're getting straight into the meat of this game. I love it. I did read a lot of feedback that the first case of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, I might add, the entire Great Ace Attorney series, is probably the lowest point of the series, which is great news, actually, because I had a hoot playing it. Although, yeah, it was a bit long at times, but looking forward to the cases to come. We'll leave you at next port. Stay quiet until then. Don't make more trouble for yourself. Murderer! Jeez. Well, this guy's not mincing words. So, how's this trial going to take place if we're stuck on this ship? No, I'm not a murderer. Duh, you said before. You said you admit everything about your crimes. No, that's not right. I'm a stowaway, that's for sure, but that's as far as it goes, you know? You're never supposed to commit two crimes at the same time. I mean, yes, I did stow away on this ship, but murdering my best friend? No one else could have done it. Admit the truth. Oh, God. Susato-san. Please. Please tell me what happened. I need to know. Very well. But there is something I would like to ask of you, too. Those eyes. She looks like she's ready to destroy me. This nightmare is getting worse by the minute. I suppose all I can do is try to find out what really happened. Alright. Hit me. Kazuma's death. He really has been killed, hasn't he? This is just a bad dream. Damn. She doesn't have a lot to say, does she? These handcuffs. They think I did it. They think I'm Kazuma's killer. When they found him, the cabin was locked from the inside. What do you mean? There's no access to the cabin via a porthole window, and the bolt on the door can't be operated from outside. In other words, after the crime, the culprit couldn't have escaped these four walls. What? Or to put it another way, the culprit can only have been somebody inside this cabin. Okay, well, I see a perfectly nice grate above the wardrobe. Not to mention, who would be stupid enough to, like, think, oh, you know what? I'm gonna do this locked room mystery. I'm gonna hide in the wardrobe. No one's gonna find me in here. You know? Super secret hiding spot. As long as that keep out sign's there, you know, that's gonna keep the baddies away. Or do you have some other explanation? Well, I don't even know what's going on to start off with. This is impossible. How did he die then? What happened exactly? Are you still going to deny the charge? Even despite the circumstances? Please, Susato-san, you have to tell me! Cause of death is still undetermined. They don't know how he died? The ship's doctor is examining the body, but of course he has no post-mortem analysis experience. I don't suppose we shall learn more until an expert has been consulted at our next port of call. So presumably that means there were no obvious external signs of injury then? It's gonna be hard to keep up with the feminine British accent for Susato, but I'll try my best. That's true, yes. Okay. How long until we dock, I wonder? About the incident. This music it's still hype! Can anyone tell me what actually happened here in this cabin? I don't understand it. Why would anyone want to kill Kazuma? Presumably that's something you know the answer to better than anyone. Please. Whatever you say, you were here in the cabin after all. Well, yes, I was, but... God, I know I was here, but do you really think I would kill Kazuma after getting away? Okay, let me rephrase that because it sounds bad. I didn't get away with murder. I cleared my name. That's what I was trying to say. He would always wake before dawn and do his training first thing in the morning. Okay, so he had a routine. I was waiting outside his cabin, as I have every day so far on this voyage. But this morning he did not come. I could sense that he wouldn't. Does that mean he was already dead when Susato-san arrived at his cabin door, I wonder? What were we doing? Were we just fast asleep? Did we miss it out? Did we miss out because he woke up early? I knocked, but there was no reply. Then I started to become worried, so I went to find a member of the crew. The crewman forced the cabin door open, and when we managed to get inside, there was Kazuma-sama, collapsed on the floor. Writing the dying message, supposedly written with rather neat penmanship. And I don't suppose Kazuma's well versed in Russian or the Cyrillic alphabet, so surely someone else wrote that message. And the white tape there now shows exactly where he was found, I suppose. I had no idea anything had happened. I must have been asleep in the wardrobe somehow. And apparently we didn't wake up when they hauled us out of the wardrobe, so what, were we sedated? I wish it wasn't the case, but that's just very hard to believe. This is all very hard to believe for me too, trust me. Now I've told you everything that I know. So it's my turn to ask you a question. Yeah, alright. Oh, my head feels so heavy. It's still throbbing like anything. Stowaway. Why are you even on board this ship, Naruhodo-san? You said something before about being a stowaway, didn't you? Oh, yes. I'm afraid that's true. Obviously. I mean, I'm here, right now, aren't I? It's 2 weeks since we left Japan now, and I've been shut up in this cabin the entire time. I had no idea. But how could you have occupied Kazuma-sama's cabin for so long without him noticing? Yeah, about that. No, that would have been impossible, obviously. Oh, yes, of course. Kazuma invited me. He wanted us to go to England together. He actually asked you? But why? I'm afraid I don't really know the reason myself. I don't understand. What don't you understand? Kazuma, why do you want this? What's the real reason? Why go to such extreme lengths to smuggle me to England with you? Like, I know you love me like a brother, but geez, man, this is a bit much, don't you think? I can't travel anywhere without you. It's an idea that's been on my mind ever since the end of that incredible trial. That we go on an OE. I think I told you then, didn't I? That you want to become a lawyer yourself. Well, yes, you did say that, but I didn't think you were serious. I didn't think it would involve a trip to England. You have a talent for it. I can assure you of that. But I've never really thought about becoming a lawyer. Well, that's something you can decide for yourself. London is at the spearhead of cultural development. The center of the world, in many ways. There can't be any harm in seeing such an important place with your own eyes, can there? Well, yeah, I have to waste 50 days of my life traveling there, and if I don't like it, I have to spend another 50 days going back to Japan. Well, no, definitely not. But I suppose the food might be good. But on a personal level, if you were to become a lawyer, then what? Nothing. Forget it. What? Okay.
Kazuma-sama he was always saying the same thing. That he wanted to change the Japanese legal system. Perhaps he thought that he could do that with you.
Yes, maybe. But something's still bothering me a little. The look in his eyes then. It was darker than I've ever seen it before. And why? Why did he have to die? Who killed him? If it's something just completely random, I'm gonna be very upset. You know, he shouldn't have... He doesn't deserve to die for a random act of cruelty. He deserves to die... He does not deserve to die at all, first off. But because he has died, I hope it was at least because, like, someone wanted to stop him from changing the Japanese legal system or something. Like, something to do with what he was passionate about, if you get my drift. Susato-san, I'm sorry that we kept it a secret from you. My stowing away on the ship, I mean.
If I know Kazuma-sama, I expect he was trying to protect me. To avoid me becoming guilty by association.
That's word for word. You got it. You stole the words right out of him. That's exactly right, yes. Word perfect, in fact. Last night.
If you're not the culprit, then tell me. What happened last night here in this cabin?
Well, the thing is, I don't really remember.
You expect me to buy this bullshit?
Kazuma brought me something to eat, just like he always did. Okay. So did he spike it? Did someone else spike it? Because surely that's the cause of us being asleep like a rock. And then I got myself into that wardrobe over there, just like I always did. After that, I
fell asleep.
Well, yes.
So deeply that you didn't even stir when Kazuma-sama was killed?
Well, yes. It looks terrible. I know it sounds unbelievable. Really. I do, but it's the truth. If only I'd woken up, then perhaps I wouldn't be in this predicament. And for some reason, my head's still throbbing like anything.
Really?
Is something wrong?
Oh, no, it's... Please forget it.
Why is everyone telling me to forget things, okay? Susato-san, you have to believe me! I didn't do it!
I really don't want to doubt you. But the trouble is, there is no one else who could have possibly done this.
Well, I better find someone quick.
Kazuma,
I don't understand. Why? Why did this have to happen? I can't take this.
Don't try to go anywhere. You're the perpetrator of this crime. You can't leave. I can't allow that to happen.
I'm sorry. But Kazuma was killed right under my nose here. And I didn't do anything to stop it. And now I'm supposed to just sit around? My hands tied while whoever did this walks free? No, I can't allow that to happen.
Well, what do you propose to do then?
Investigate. I'm going to investigate. I'm going to find out exactly what happened here. This reminds me of, investigations when we were on the plane with Edgeworth, I believe. I'm going to work out who took Kazuma's life, and how and why they did it. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to excuse me. Hiya! Whoa! Oh, jeez. Ah! What the?
That was a Susato takedown.
Jeez. Okay. Well, shit, man. Susato, what? What martial art form is that?
I'm going to need you to prove it.
Sorry? Prove it? I can't prove anything if I can't investigate. My world's upside down right now.
Yes, your innocence. I need evidence.
But how am I supposed to...
Have you forgotten already what you achieved just a few weeks ago? You successfully defended yourself in a court of law.
I see. With a little help from my friends, mind you, including the one right in front of me. She's expecting me to present some conclusive evidence. I have to get Susato-san to believe me. I'll show her some evidence right now that proves I'm not guilty of this awful crime. My university collar pin.
Yes!
Here you go. Alright then, how about this?
You can't trick me with something irrelevant like that.
Oh, sorry. It's a habit. I feel like I'm gonna pass on to my descendants. I'm presenting my badge. I'd better try to come up with something more convincing. Otherwise, I get the feeling she'll throw me on the floor all over again. It's the paper seal. Kazuma would stick this over the doors of the wardrobe for me. It says keep out in Japanese, though I'm not sure the Russian crew can actually read it. Huh.
Yes!
Alright. Tell me, when I was discovered in the wardrobe before, was this piece of paper stuck over the doors? It was. And we can't stick that over the doors from the inside, can we? Now that's a locked wardrobe mystery.
Oh, yes it was. I remember clearly.
I thought so. Kazuma always put it in place whenever I went to sleep in there, just in case the cabin steward or another crew member decided to look inside. So naturally, he did the same last night as well.
Oh, yes, of course. The gentleman who discovered you peeled that sign up from the wardrobe doors before he opened them.
But if I were truly the culprit, I couldn't have climbed back inside the wardrobe and stuck this on the outside of the doors on my own.
Yes, that's quite true.
In other words, it's impossible that I killed Kazuma.
Or you had an accomplice and you killed Kazuma with someone else. Well, even if you are sprawled hopelessly on the floor, I can see why Kazuma-sama thought so highly of you.
Thank you, Susato-san. Can you help me up now? My back is sore. Now, do you think perhaps you could help me up? What's the matter here, Ryunosuke? Thank you. Ugh.
Well, in the light of that evidence, I don't see any reason why I should stop you from investigating in here, at least.
Thank you. So you finally believe me?
I'm sorry. No.
What?
I'm not sure yet.
But I've got you doubting, and that's a start.
I can't rule out the possibility that you used some sort of conjuring trick to put the sign back in position.
What does she think I am? A magician? I almost said a musician. I'm not that either.
For now, I suggest you investigate as thoroughly as possible in here. I'll do the same.
Alright, let's get to work, Susato-san.
Please don't misunderstand me. I still have my doubts.
Oh, okay. Thanks.
I should be watching you to make sure you do nothing that might disturb the crime scene. I wouldn't want you using your conjuring tricks to destroy evidence, for example.
Right. Of course. I'll, tuck those away. Well, anyway, I should make a start on investigating in here. Examine everything I can. Kazuma, I swear, I will avenge your death. Well, it's time for our first investigation. Okay, well, I can see a million things in this room that I want to take a look at, so let's not waste any time. Let's start examining. I see our Russian friend is also standing by the door, probably making sure we don't move out of this room. Also, he probably had a right giggle when Susato flipped us over using her patented martial art technique. Let's start with the chalk outline on the floor. Or the taped outline, I should say. Did Kazuma write that before he died? It looks like it's written in ink. He must have knocked the ink pot from the desk when he collapsed on the floor. The dying message. Then I suppose he wrote this message by dipping his finger in the spillage. Poor Kazuma-sama. No doubt he was in terrible pain. It's almost unbearable to imagine it. And, well, he may have been in terrible pain, but this message was written rather neatly, wouldn't you say? So, there's also the question, why did Kazuma write this in Russian rather than Japanese, right? I suppose you could argue he was trying to address the Russian crewmen, and we kind of have our hypothesis that they won't be able to understand Japanese based off this paper seal description, where we're not sure if the Russian crew can actually read the warning. Or does this mean that the killer was Russian, and they didn't know how to write Japanese, so they wrote in their own language instead? I can see either possibility taking place. I mean, there's obviously going to be some sort of a language barrier element to this case as well. Obviously, this is all just theory. I'm just spitballing ideas. I'm not expecting an actual answer in the comments, but feel free to indulge in my rambling during this investigation phase. Speaking of the investigation phase, I am digging this music. It is so relaxing and just allows me to think. I suppose he was trying to leave some kind of a clue in his final moments, was he? I'm sorry, partner, but I can't read your writing. I don't think that's Japanese, Naruhodo-san. Oh, these guys don't know it's Japanese? What? Then what language is it? It pains me to admit it, but I don't know. Really? We don't know what language it is? But we've been on board this ship for 15 days. Surely we've seen Cyrillic, characters somewhere. What about the Russian guy's name tag over there? It's not a foreign script I'm familiar with. What does it mean, I wonder? Interesting. Okay, well, it wasn't added to our court record. Oh dear, that won't do. Oh, what's the matter, Susato-san? Whenever I'm examining things, I always find myself so focused, I forget to look around properly. Yes, that's not good. I don't suppose you're as foolish as me in that regard, are you, Naruhodo-san? Well, in the words of my late partner, I don't miss much. Right, of course, it's a tutorial for the ability to flip through the crime scene. I'm sure you're careful to look all around using BM, aren't you? Now, let's investigate all corners of this cabin. Right. Yes, let's do that. I suppose my field of vision has been rather small until now. That's okay, there's still plenty of things to look at in this screen. Let's start over here as well. What's this? Can't quite tell. What do you think this is? Looks like a broken piece of glassware. Whatever the thing was, it appears to have broken clean in two. The glass is such a beautiful color. It looks like a cute little Netsuke fastener from a kimono outfit. I'm not sure that sounds like Kazuma. He was the manliest guy I knew. He wouldn't have secretly carried a cute little trinket like this around with him. Would he? I don't know. I mean, we were the one in the closet, not him. And the mark beside it. What is it, I wonder? It has a sort of brick-like hue. Yes, you're right. It is the color of brick, isn't it? Even though I don't see anything of the same color anywhere else in the cabin. The books have fallen over on the shelf, look. They've all toppled the same way. And what's this? A statue of some god of the sea? Although he's fallen over as well. Maybe he swiped the books down as he was choking on something. Maybe he was poisoned, I don't know. Yes, it's almost as if the whole shelf has been ransacked. And everything mown down at once. Yeah, I don't think it was searched. I think he knocked the books over. Domino effect style. I wonder if... Perhaps it was Kazuma-sama doing his morning sword training, do you think? I seriously doubt it. Wouldn't the books have been cut in two, unless he obviously kept the sheath in?
then perhaps it was you, Naruhodo-san, in a fit of rage.
I wouldn't have bothered leaving the wardrobe just to mess up a few books and a statue.
Could the way these things have been thrown about have anything to do with the case, I wonder?
I don't know, but let's picture it in our mind.
Well, I'll just set everything straight again. I don't like to see a mess.
We're tampering with the crime scene, really? Susato! Oh, right there! We can see the Cyrillic alphabet right there, and plain as day. These are the rules of passage for travel aboard the SS Buria.
It's essentially a list of requests from the captain to all passengers on board. Passengers must not keep weapons or other dangerous objects in their cabins. Pets are also strictly forbidden.
Oh well, we've got a katana in here, and well, I suppose I was Kazuma's pet, so he's broken 2 rules already.
What?
Why are you staring at me? You know what I've noticed so far in the Great Ace Attorney is there's a lot of just dialogue of dots. Just staring at me. And honestly, it kind of slows things out. I guess they want to show, like, the sprite, maybe, and show their hesitance to speak, but honestly, it really ruins the flow every now and then.
Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Are you more of a dangerous object or a pet?
Okay, well, I'm leaning towards the latter. I'm not dangerous, I did not kill anyone.
I can't decide.
Well, one thing's for sure. Either way, I wasn't supposed to be in here.
Perhaps I should see what this Russian crewman makes at the scene of the crime.
Excuse me.
What?
I was wondering how it's going. The investigation, I mean. I'm pretty sure the investigation is closed. We're literally in handcuffs.
Grandmother told me Japanese people do not make jokes, but it's not true, I see.
Sorry? The criminal asking investigator for information about his crime? Very funny. Oh, it wasn't supposed to be a joke.
He doesn't appear to be laughing either. He's convinced you're guilty.
He might have useful information, though. I have to keep trying.
So, last night, did you notice anything out of the ordinary at all?
More dots. Niet, of course not. Now back to corner of room and make silent. I say no more to you.
Did I hit a nerve?
Just for a minute there. You seemed a little flustered.
Huh. Interesting.
Seigi, the Japanese word for justice. The brush strokes are straight and true, just like Kazuma.
Yes, his calligraphy always was a reflection of his heart. Yet you... Can you really look at those characters without feeling shame, knowing who drew them so thoughtfully?
Of course I can! I mean, I'm innocent, so why shouldn't I be able to?
Even though you stowed away on this ship?
Okay, I'm guilty of that crime, but that doesn't hurt anyone, does it? Unless, you know, I take too much food or something of the sort. Now you're going to bring that up, are you? I can't win. Maybe we should rethink being a lawyer if we can't win these petty arguments.
There's nothing on this table at all. The plate and cutlery are all over the floor for some reason.
Yes, it's strange. Last night when I went to sleep, I'm sure everything was still...
No, wait a minute. What is it? That's funny. I can't seem to remember anything about what happened after dinner at all. So then perhaps you are responsible for what happened to Kazuma-sama.
I mean, yeah, if we don't remember, maybe we did kill him. No, no, no! What on earth is this? That's my dinner from last night. Roast chicken. It was really tasty.
Yes, it was very delicious, wasn't it? But did you eat it on the floor here?
I'm not a dog, Susato-san. I'm not a pet. I ate it at the table, of course. Which begs the question of when and how the plate ended up on the floor.
But Kazuma-sama didn't like chicken at all, did he?
No, that's right. So he didn't touch it. Which meant all the more for me.
Oh no. Does that mean poor Kazuma-sama spent his last night on this earth with an empty belly?
That is actually kind of sad. He didn't get to enjoy one last meal.
It's just too horrible.
Oh, now I suddenly have a guilty conscience and an achy stomach. Right, the trunk we were smuggled in.
That's a very large traveling case, isn't it?
Yes, it carries A lot of memories for me. I mean, Kazuma only wore the one outfit, so I guess that was why I could fit in that luggage case.
Memories? What do you mean?
Well, that's actually how I stowed away on this vessel. I was brought on board inside that case.
Ah, yes, I see it says "this way up" in Japanese.
What if the killer is actually in the trunk right now, and he's a contortionist like me? Which in hindsight, I should have realized the foreign crewman wouldn't be able to read. I was turned over and over and over, and then I was tossed on the floor in here. Jeez.
Oh dear. Being a stowaway isn't as romantic as it sounds.
Yeah, well, you know. Well, it was less painful than a Susato takedown.
This is where dear Kazuma would have sat whenever he was writing.
What did he write? London Diary. Poor Kazuma. He didn't even make it to his destination. He didn't even get to see England. Oh, man, there's something about just like the loss of potential, you know, in a young person's death that just really gets to me. Like, he had his whole life ahead of him. He was going to go to England to study, and now he can't. And you read about all the time, I mean, you know, people in their 20s or their late teens just unexpectedly meeting a tragic end, and you're just like, oh man, they still had so much to give to learn.
Looks as though this last entry is incomplete.
Which means, what, he was in the middle of writing it when the incident happened? Could be. Let's see what it says. Could be a valuable clue. Hiya! Ah, God!
That's out of the question! What? Kazuma-sama may have departed this world, but you must not read his private thoughts.
But what if it's something important? Something relevant to the case? Alright, I won't read it. Jeez. God forbid I prove my innocence.
Poor Kazuma-sama.
I don't like prying into people's personal matters either. But in this case, isn't the need for clues more important? I just know it's going to come up in the trial. I'm going to be like, well, I didn't read it because I wasn't allowed to. Right? The wardrobe itself.
It's some 2 weeks since we set sail from Japan. Have you really been living in that wardrobe the entire time, Naruhodo-san?
I think living isn't quite the right description.
Oh, no, I suppose not. Although it must have been rather exciting making this voyage in your own secret hideout.
Trouble was, I never knew when a member of the crew might come in. So yes, I did basically have to live in the wardrobe. Not to mention, this isn't the excitement I'm looking for, the death of my partner. And last night was no exception.
But because of that, you had no idea what was happening out here in the cabin.
It may have also saved my life because they didn't know I was in there.
No, sadly not. The grate? I think that's some kind of opening for a ventilator. A hole through which fresh air can circulate into the cabin.
Isn't that a little odd?
What do you mean?
Well, this ventilator, if that's what it is, looks like it must connect to the next door cabin.
Yes, it would appear to. You're right.
But if its purpose is to allow fresh air into the room, surely it should be connected to the outside? And there's no windows here, right?
That's true. Perhaps it's so that rain and spray don't find their way in when the seas are rough, or something like that.
That's a decent point, I think. I suppose. Maybe that's it. Whoa. Oh my god. When did he arrive? Who's that? He wasn't there a minute ago. As far as I could tell, it looks like he might be European.
Oh, how did he...
You've noticed the man too, have you? I have no idea who he is or how he got in here. But he looks suspicious. And tall. Suspiciously tall.
Oh, Naruhodo-san, don't tell me. You haven't heard of him? Do you really not know who that is?
Well, no. I don't have any foreign friends or acquaintances at all. I live in Japan. He doesn't look like a member of the crew. There's something very unusual about him. And he is he investigating Kazuma's desk, or is he just playing on it? I can't tell. Aren't you gonna say anything about him reading his diary in a rather peculiar position?
Well, in that case, we simply must talk with him.
Am I just imagining it, or does Susato-san look almost uncontrollably excited?
By the way, I expect that you've noticed already, but just in case, if you press space on people when they're in the crosshairs, you can converse with them. Alright then, I'll get that suspiciously tall gentleman in my sights and see what he has to say for himself. Oh, please do. Alright, well, let's make it happen. Howdy. Excuse me. At least I know what kind of voice to give this question mark now. Excuse me, do you have a moment? Shh. This is a critical point in my investigation. Maybe I should leave him alone. He seems a little unfriendly. Yes, perhaps that would be for the best. Whoa! Greetings! I hope I haven't kept you long. Ah! Wow, he is... he is tall. What exactly were you doing on Kazuma's desk just now? Ah! He's x-raying me! Ah, I see. Fascinating. Sorry? What do you see? Feels like he's looking right through me. Oh, yes, everything is clear now. The train of reasoning has run its course. My deductions have crystallized. You have been in Afghanistan, I perceive. Just recently returned, if I'm not mistaken. What? Afghanistan, of all places? Sorry, what? And now, whilst venturing toward foreign climes, you find yourself in a most troubling predicament. Oh. Well, that's true, at least. I guess he got half of it, right? But how? Are you kidding me? How the deuce did I know that, perhaps? It was really a most elementary deduction, hardly worth explaining. Have you perhaps managed to deduce anything else? But of course, a great many things. There is no mystery, my dear madam. For example, you have fled your native land of Russia, being, as you are, a merciless revolutionary. You leave 16 victims of assassination in your wake, and now travel to England to blow up the Crystal Tower. What? And, when the beribboned occupant of this very cabin discovered your identity, you ended his life too! Yes, I believe that summarizes the facts beautifully. Well, I'm here to say you are beautifully, utterly wrong. Where the hell did all this come from? Are you tracking an assassin? And somehow you've landed on me. No need to hide the truth now. Nothing deceives these eyes. Well, I think those eyes deceived you. Just to be clear, you are talking about me, are you? When you used your little X-ray vision thingy, you're not talking to the Russian crew member behind me, are you? Certainly I am. Do you see another in this cabin who fits the bill? A Russian assassin with 16 victims to his name? I don't even see one person who fits the bill. So, it's true. What? No! You can't believe him! I'm Naruhodo! I've been living in Japan my entire life. You think I've been to Afghanistan? It was you who did this to Kazuma-sama. Do I look like a Russian assassin? What? And you're plotting a revolution, too. Well, yeah, a legal revolution. Bloodless, I can assure you. It's shameful behavior, Naruhodo-san. Absolutely wicked. No. Listen, there's no way I... Hi-ya! Oh, God. Oh. Now explain yourself. Tell me everything. This is ridiculous. Why are you taking him at his word? Why don't you take me at your word? My word, sorry. Ah, my back.